isn't it crazy this ride we're on? A week ago, President Trump was in the hospital for COVID. Let that sink in. Was it a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago? I think it was a week ago. No, it was 10 days ago. It was like the weekend. I mean, it's unbelievable. Within just a few days, now he's out on the campaign trail, surrounded by thousands of people dancing to YMCA, and they're losing their minds. And Trump's in the backyard. Biden's in a backyard somewhere, standing on a podium all by himself with a mask on. Outside with and incidentally, don't get me started on the masks. You see the report from the CDC that there's a study out that shows, I think it's 75 or 80% of people who wore masks all the time got COVID. Like the surgical masks aren't effective in blocking the particles or something. I don't know. I got my mask on whenever I'm around people. I think you should. I believe in it. Listen, I'm willing to. You want me to light my hair on fire to make this damned virus go away? I'll put my hair on fire, whatever little bit I got left. But it's just crazy. I mean, again, you talk about, what is it, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat? Trump's had a great few days, and Biden has not. The Democrats have not. And Wolf Blitzer was right. Congressman Ro Khanna, a progressive California Democrat, people in need can't wait until February. Take the deal? Take the deal. Nope, Nancy's going to sit in front of her Sub-Zeros and munch on her gourmet ice cream and tell you, the American people, go pound salt. Figure it out. We want to have voter ID laws in our bill. We want to spend money on voter ID laws. Incidentally, massive win for the Trump administration yesterday. The Supreme Court halted the census. Trump administration arguing you can't get it put together in time with all that we're up against with the pandemic and everything else, and people aren't. I saw in Manhattan 45% compliance with the census, and the left is screeching about this. Supreme Court ruled in the Trump administration favor yesterday. It's a big win for them on the census. It's just been a good few days. We got 20 days to go. Speaking in New York, NYPD is bracing for people in the streets violently protesting if the election doesn't turn out the way progressives want it to turn out. Yeah, burn it down some more. Nothing screams, social injustice like looting the Gucci store. Unreal. Jerry, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show, 23 before the hour. How you doing, Jerry?
Hey, hi, Mike. How are you?
Good, Jerry.
Thank you so much for your consistent support for law enforcement. Phenomenal that you are.
Thank you.
And, Mike, you really hit on something here. Donald Trump, our great president, has been on a serious series of wins since he came off the COVID virus. He's on the top of his game. And there's been a couple of other things out there that you mentioned. And what happened today, this Hunter Biden's email scandal hit the Post today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Obama's old doctor was talking about Biden's issues, medical issues that he has. And there was I remember seeing the Cuban Americans in Miami. There was a 30,000 caravan car ride through Miami for President Trump. And Amy Barrett is just cleaning the clocks of these radical leftist senators. It's so, and the WHO coming out with stop the lockdowns.
Right.
I mean, our great president's fired up.
No, he's fired up, and on the other hand, Jerry, Biden is not. I mean, here's Joe Biden on the campaign trail this week in Cincinnati, Ohio. A local reporter pointed out that 56% of Americans, according to the latest Gallup poll, said they were better off today than they were 4 years ago. Karl Rove was talking about this last night on Fox News. We talked about it a lot yesterday. That's a big number. If the majority of Americans believe they're better off today economically, financially, despite the pandemic, in the middle of a pandemic, that's bad news for Biden. And the Democrats listened to Biden's response this week in Cincinnati.
Gallup reported last week 56% of Americans said that they were better off today than they were 4 years ago, would have been under the Obama-Biden administration. So why should people who feel that they are better off today under the Trump administration vote for you?
Well, if they think that, they probably shouldn't. They think 54% of American people are better off economically today than they were in our administration. Well, their memory is not very good, quite frankly.
Now, I have to tell you, the optics of that, the reporter is like 90 feet away from Biden. He's by himself in a room in front of a microphone with his crooked mask. His mask is slipping down on the... People are looking at that saying, that would be our president? That would be our president? Compared to Trump last night on stage, thousands of screaming, excited people in Pennsylvania?
Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination. He has handed control to the socialists and Marxists and left-wing extremists like his vice presidential candidate. That's another great one, isn't it? I just watched her on television coming in, because the great thing about Air Force One, we have more televisions. They're in closets. They're all over the place. They're on the floors, on the ceilings. And I watched her, and I compared her to Amy, great future Supreme Court Justice. And I will tell you, Amy's made a great impression.
Now compare that to Biden accusing Americans who believe that they're better off economically than they were 4 years ago of having a bad memory. Their memory isn't so good, and if they feel that way, maybe they should vote for the other guy. Look at that comparison. It's not even close. This is not even a close call. You see these polls, and they're okay. Trump is down 8, 10, 12. That's impossible. Americans cannot see this difference. The American people cannot see this difference and not say, there's no way I'm going to put Joe Biden in the White House.